What is up, MMA fans? This is Tudo Leonte for Sherdog, and today I have the pleasure to talk with former WEC and UFC lightweight champion and multiple times Bellator MMA title contender and true MMA living legend, Mr. Benson Henderson. Hello, Ben. Welcome on Sherdog. How are you today?
I'm doing very well, man. I'm doing very well. Thanks for having me on, man. I appreciate it.
And I appreciate you giving us a little bit of your time. How has your 2022 been so far?
It's been short. It's been short, but plenty eventful. Plenty eventful. It's been good. No complaints. With me, I'm pretty blasé. Same old, man. Same old.
I recently read that you are going to be inducted in the Asian Hall of Fame. Let me first congratulate you on that. And would you like to tell us a little bit more about that?
I think I was inducted about 3-4 years ago, actually.
Okay.
So they just posted a congratulations on your next fight. Good luck in your next fight. I kind of post. I have a new my sister-in-law managing my social media accounts, my Instagram. So she reposted it, and I never posted it myself before previously about being inducted to the Asian Hall of Fames. I don't need any extra, extra attention, nothing like that. So it was word got around like, oh, Asian Hall of Fame. Like I never posted it before, so people thought it was a new thing. But it's been like 3-4 years since then.
Well, it was well deserved. And
thank you.
How important is it for you to represent the Korean people all over the world?
Actually, I take a lot of pride in that. For anybody to identify with you, to connect with you, and to say, hey, that's my guy. Like he represents us. He represents me. That's a big deal. That's a very big deal. I don't take it lightly. A lot of people can chalk it up to like, oh, it's okay, like it's no big deal, this and that. But to me, I take pride in that. I take pride in the fact that there are people out there, there are Koreans out there who connect with me, who take pride in that I represent them, and they, say, oh yeah, he's a good representation of the Korean blood and this and that, and that is a big honor for me. Whether it's the Korean side, whether it's Phoenicians, whether it's all my Nebraska family, all my Denver family, whether it's all my back home, the 253 family, whether it's the MMA community, I take pride in me when I compete in a jiu-jitsu match, like whatever it is. I take a lot of pride in the fact that there are people out there who who appreciate me and say that I represent them. So I take a lot of pride in that.
Yeah, I asked specifically about the Korean people, since I also noticed that you write from time to time in Korean, which which is great, actually, to connect with fans from there.
Yeah, I was, my mom's from Korea, born and raised, came over to America when she was like 20 or something like that. So I was raised as a single mom, from a single mom household. So I was raised in a super just regular traditional Korean household. So I take a lot of pride in my Korean heritage, my Korean background. Everything growing up was rice and kimchi for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and all the Korean traditions, the on New Year's Eve morning, all that sort of stuff. So I take a lot of pride in myself. I take a lot of pride in being Korean and having that Korean heritage that I come from.
Do you visit Korea from time to time?
I do. It's been a while, but I've been to Korea like 7-8 times now. But it's been a little while. Maybe it's been like 2 or 3 years since I've been back to Korea. I need to make a trip.
Well, I mean, recently it was kind of complicated, for everybody to travel over the world. So no worries about that. And hopefully, perhaps you will make it once this situation will cool down.
I hope so.
Let's talk a little bit about MMA. The last time you competed was at Bellator 268. You dropped a decision to Brent Primus that night. What didn't go according to plans?
I think he initiated the wrestling and for whatever reason, it surprised me. We thought he'd be more of a more accepting to being taken down and pulling guard and going for Sean Williams guard, rubber guard kind of a thing. But he was much more insistent on his wrestling, on taking me down. He ended up taking my back. He's on my back for a lot of the first round, second round. So for whatever reason, that took me off guard. I wasn't prepared for that. I did not adjust to it mid-fight. I did not do a good job of instilling my will in the fight, and instead I let Brett instill his will.
You are for the first time in your career on a three-bout skid. What do you think about that? I mean, your thoughts in general.
Well, it's never good to be on a loss, period. I've lost 10 times now. How many times?
11, I guess.
11 times. I've lost 11 times now. That seems like freaking way too many. It is way too many. But never a 3-fight loss. But it's not good to have any loss, period. I've lost two in a row a couple of times, I think. And it's never a good feeling. I want to get back in there and erase that. I want to get back in there and get that taste out of my mouth, you know? So I'm excited for the opportunity to go in there and get my hand raised. Being here in Phoenix, Arizona, my adopted hometown, I'm even extra excited for
that. At Bellator 268, your wife also competed on the same card.
Yeah.
So allow me to ask you, how was it for you, to both of you to compete in the same night?
Oh, that was awesome. I really enjoyed it. My wife and I, we competed in jiu-jitsu tournaments and jiu-jitsu matches, big events in jiu-jitsu together. So the first time doing MMA, that was pretty cool. I was pretty excited for her. I was geeked out. She had a great performance. She got her hand raised. She won first round submission. So I mean, what more can you ask from that, She did a great job first round. What was it? A minute something into the fight. So she did amazing. The whole experience itself was I enjoyed it. I liked it. I wish we could do it again, and maybe in the future we will at some point in time.
Yes, she recorded a 40-second submission win that night. Is she still determined to turn pro?
Oh yeah, she's gonna turn pro. She's gonna make her case for make her case for being the best female fighter on the planet. That's her goal. That's her aim. That's what she wants. This is a pretty tough sport. This isn't like, I don't know. It's not a hobby you take up, like, playing the guitar. I'm being a rock band. You play the guitar and you kind of, don't take it too seriously. Kind of, fart around with it, or doing anything else like that. Like for being an MMA fighter, my wife and I, we take that very serious. So, and it's painful. You get punched, you get kicked in the face, you get choked out. So she's not doing this just for fun. She's doing this to be the best on the planet. The same reason why I do this, So she's gonna be a household name pretty soon.
As they say, you don't play MMA, and you explained quite well why not. Best of luck to her, obviously.
Thank you.
Allow me to ask a few more questions about your next fight. You are taking on Islam Mamedov in the co-main event of Bellator 273 on January 29th. To me, it appears that Bellator is doing you no favors with the matchmaking. So what do you think stylistically about your next opponent?
I think for most of my whole career, I was never being given any favors with the matchups, with fighting this guy on a 7-fight win streak, fighting this guy on a 8-fight win streak, just fighting this guy. I've never in my whole entire career been given easy matchups or matchups that were in my favor and yada yada yada. So I'm cool with that. I'm used to it. No big deal. Islam, I think, is a tough fighter. I think he's very good at what he does. And what he does is pretty one-dimensional, but he's so good at it. He can be one-dimensional and still win his fights. So it's just something I have to be prepared for and not allow him to instill his will but to instill my will in the fight.
And the last one is, Bellator 273 is headlined by the fight between Ryan Bader and Valentin Moldavsky. Who's your pick for this fight?
I gotta go with the hometown boy, Bader. He's my boy, and he's tough as heck. He has some rough ones. His last one, Vadim Nemkov and whatnot. But I think he'll get this one, no problem.
Sir, it was a pleasure for me and an honor. Actually, I'm a huge fan of you. So thank you for this opportunity. Do you have any last message?
No less message. Just thank you to all the fans for riding with me, and the career I've had so far, pretty long career. It's not gonna be too much longer that I'm doing this. So thanks for riding with me and stick with me for the next couple of fights I have left.
Best of luck with your coming fight, and hopefully I'll hear again from you in the future.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
Have a nice day. Bye bye.
Yeah, have a great day, man. Thanks.